Okay, in this video we are going to go over a complete installation of a warranty compressor. How does it start from the very beginning? Dispatch, the original dispatch, what happens after the original dispatch, what happens when we give a PO, what happens when we give a vendor credit, what is the paperwork that needs to be done on everything. We're going to take it from the very start so that you, as a new person trying to learn what's happening with the company and what's happening with our invoices and what's happening with our POs and vendor credits, you will understand from the very beginning how it all derives. Okay, we're going to start off right now. We're going to take a customer by the name of Deanna Lanez, 2156 Gibson Street. So if you're watching this video 6 months from now, you can actually go back to these dispatches, look at the dispatches. You can go to the spreadsheets. You can go see how the spreadsheet was followed in, and you can literally see what we did the entire time as we're doing the video. And it could be 6 months from now, you can follow everything. So let's take it from the very beginning. In the very beginning, what happens is the customer calls up and says, hey, my system's not cooling. I would like to call in for a service call. So we obviously pull this customer up by the dispatch or by her address, which is 2156 Gibson Street. We find it, Deanna Lanez. We verify her phone number. As we verify the phone number, we click into it. We look into the equipment. She has a furnace coil condenser that was installed in 2017. Once the system was installed, if you go into history, you can look to see when was the last time we serviced the system, which was 10/4 of 2021. The 6/20/2023 is one of the things that we served. When we serviced it, we found a bad compressor. So prior to going out on 6/20 of 2023, which today is 6/24, the last time we were there was 10/4 of 2021. Since we have not been there within 30 days, that there is no labor warranty on this particular service call. If you go into the equipment, you want to go into the equipment and you want to look at the installation date on the equipment. You click into it and it says install date of 5/2 of 2017. Since it's not within 1 year, you know there is not a labor warranty on the first year of installation. So then from there, you tell the customer there's a service fee of $105 to diagnose what's wrong with the system. From there, we give you a price on whatever it costs to fix it. Now, from there, our technician will go out to the job. And in this case, he went out to the job and he is now there and he diagnoses that there is a bad compressor. So if we look at the previous dispatches, let's see, 6/20, we're going to go into that particular dispatch, into the general notes. This was the service call, the original dispatch that was made out. The technician, in this case was Gage, he found that the compressor is shorted and tripping the breaker. Compressor needs to be replaced. Recommendation, replace warranty compressor. We actually gave the customer a price, I believe, of $1,500 to replace the compressor. In the recommendations, it has $1,220. There were some additional things like refrigerant or whatever may be the case to make the total of $1,500. Now, this technician is on this job right now and says, we have a bad compressor. You're on the phone with the technician. He says, I called Coburns in this case, which handles our Rude product, and Coburns says they have to order the compressor. Now, he may ask you for a PO at that point in time so that he can order the compressor. He has talked to the customer already, gave them a price, let's just say of $1,500 to replace the compressor. He lets the customer know that we're going to have to order it. It's going to take a couple days to come in. He calls the supply house, verifies all that stuff. Then he calls the shop and says, hey, I have a compressor that needs to be replaced. Customer has okayed $1,500. I'm going to need a PO to order this compressor, and it's supposed to come in let's just say 2 days. At that point in time, we now have got to create another dispatch, because when the part comes in, we're going to have to dispatch out another technician or the same technician to install that part. Well, the dispatch that technician is on is going to be completed with a $105 service fee and a check to get rid of that particular service call. So we go into that customer's qualify and we go into the dispatch. We create a whole new dispatch. When I create a new dispatch, I'm going to put it as service request code as a recommendation. It's called in by Deanne, which is the customer's name. I'm going to put priority as recommendation. The type is going to be billable because we are going to collect $1,500 in this case. I make sure that I put the job in there correctly, so I'm going to type in 2156G, and then I'm going to hit the arrow down, which is only going to allow me to select one job. Do not type in the whole street name. Do not put the job in any other way besides typing in the address part of it and then space with the first letter of the street name. Then you will be able to select the correct job for that job. You go into the dispatch notes, you timestamp this. When you timestamp it now, in this case that I'm talking about, you are the only one and the technician are the only one who knows that this compressor is going to need to be replaced and that the compressor has to be ordered and it's going to take 2 days to come in. Now we have to issue a purchase order for this specific dispatch. And now we will know that when this part comes in, we know where this part is going to go. We have a dispatch that's made for it. We have the price of what the technician told the customer it's going to be it's going to be charged. So in your dispatch notes, you're going to go ahead and put in there $1,500. Replace warranty compressor. And then you will also put the notes that you know compressor is ordered from Coburns. And now we're going to have to create a PO in order to order that part. So up at the top below the blue line, it says create purchase order. If somebody else had already created this purchase order, then you go to view ordered parts and it would show you a PO and it would show you what was actually ordered. In this case, there was no purchase order that was made. So what we would do is we would go into create purchase order. Now, I'm not going to create a purchase order because this is for illustration purposes. I am going to go back into the original dispatch, view ordered parts, because I'm creating a new one as though we're doing it right now. This is already completed, is why we're doing what we're doing. I went back into the previous dispatch, which was where we actually ordered the parts, so I can give you all the instructions on what to do. We went ahead and we created a purchase order, which in that case was PO 27619. We're going to open that PO. So here's what we did when we ordered the compressor. We created the purchase order. It automatically issues a PO, in this case 27619. We type in the item as warranty service parts because the compressor is a part. Even though it's a serialized part, it is still a part. It is not a piece of equipment. Equipment is furnace, coil, condenser. A part is a part inside of a piece of equipment. So a compressor is a piece inside of a piece of equipment. The original compressor model number and serial number will not be put in this particular purchase order. The new model number and the new serial number will be put in here before we receive it. Now we have to know what we're actually ordering because we are giving our technician a PO number. They're telling us it's a warranty part. So we put in the description it's a compressor. You may or may not know that particular part number. So you may put compressor in here. When we get the actual invoice in for the compressor, it's going to have a part number on it, which in this case is ZP49K5E PFE-800. So when I get the picking ticket, or when I get the invoice, that part number is going to be in here so we can actually fill it in the description at a later time. We also take the serial number that's in here and we fill the serial number in before we receive it. Okay? Now that I've given the technician the purchase order, he go ahead and he orders that compressor. Let's say 2 days goes by. Well, I'm going to go back to my dispatch that I am actually making right now. That is going to be a fake dispatch, and I'm not going to save it. I would then take this particular dispatch. I put in here, replace warranty compressor. Compressor is ordered from Coburns. I would put my PO number, because I would have just created that PO number, which was 27619. I would put the PO in there. And I would also put any other information I know, which is, in this case, I'm going to say compressor will be in, I'm just going to say Friday and 6/23/23. Now, anybody else that reads this particular dispatch knows everything that I know about this. And I'm also going to put gauge ordered. Now I know who I gave it to as well in the dispatch notes. This dispatch is not going to be done until the compressor comes in. So let's say today is not 6/23. Let's say it's 6/20 is when it actually all took place. I will then take this dispatch and I will not save it underneath unassigned, which automatically pops up under technician. I will then look at my dispatch board and I have a parts ordered column right here, third one from the left. I will then put that dispatch underneath the parts ordered column. So I go to the parts ordered column, which is going to be right here, and I would select parts ordered. I would just go ahead and leave it as today's date, and therefore I know that that particular service call is going to be put under parts order, and when the part comes in, it's going to be taken. Taylor and Tyler, Eric speaking. Uh, 1506 what? Seems like you always call me when I'm recording. That's true too. Alright, so I have just one phone number, 330-0352. Alright, try giving it a text, that's about it, all you can do, Alright, no problem. Okay. Alright, so that was a technician out in the field taking care of some stuff. Okay, so I am back to Taylor and Tyler, Eric speaking. Yes. Yeah, he just tried calling you to see if you were available. All right, thank you. Bye. So now I've got to text the technician every time I start recording. All this happens. Back to Miss Deanna. Alright, so I created this dispatch. We ordered the part, we created a purchase order for it. I then I went into schedule and I put it under parts ordered, and then when I save this, which again I'm not going to save it because this particular one is just fake I'm making, I would go into here, which is the dispatch board, and it would fall underneath parts ordered. When Friday comes through, Coburns calls me up and says, hey, I got your compressor in. So we're wondering, well, okay, well, compressor for who? And he goes, I don't know, I got your compressor in. And he may give you a PO number, 27619. You go into search up top right here, and right here you type in 27619, which will give you a purchase order. You can then click into that purchase order, and then you can go, wait, that's 2156 Gibson Street. Okay, now I know what purchase order it is. I still don't know what particular dispatch it is, but I have an address. So then I go into qualify. So I'm trying to find out who the compressor's for. I got an address. I go into 2156 Gibson Street. I pull up Deanna Lanez in qualify. I go down to dispatch, and because when I go underneath complete and I find one that's not open, not closed because it's got a space right here, every invoice that is closed has got a date on it. Anyone that's still open has got just an open space underneath complete. I would double click into that specific invoice or dispatch, and then I should be able to find and schedule where that particular dispatch is. And in this case, the one I'm playing with has not been saved, so it would not be sitting in parts order. Once I save it, it will, but the one I am playing with is not going to be anywhere because I'm going to end up deleting it. You would actually pull that particular one up, and it would show you, because it would be saved at that point in time, it would be under parts ordered. No problem. You've got the dispatch in your hand right here. You would now go change this from parts ordered, and you would move it underneath unassigned. You could do it here in the scheduling, or you just go underneath the column for parts ordered and you go, okay, I found the dispatch. Then you take it and you move it and drag it underneath unassigned. So the compressor is in now. We're going to move it underneath unassigned, and now we have to change the date. Now we have to figure out where, when we can put this compressor in. Then you would come ask me, hey, when can we do a compressor? Okay, we can do it Friday. Let's just say today's Thursday. We can do it tomorrow. So then you move it underneath unassigned, and you would change the schedule from whatever day it is to Friday's date. So now we have Friday. When Friday's date comes out, boom, it's going to pop up underneath there, and it's going to be unassigned for today. This is something we may actually have to go right on the grease board in my office, because we may have an installer go do it. We may have a service tech go do it. But because this is about a 4-hour job, we may want to go ahead and put it on the dispatch, on the grease board in my office, so that we don't forget to go do this as well. It's underneath the unassigned column on Friday when it pops up as a job that needs to be done. And we know that it's $1,500 because here's the dispatch we made that we are waiting to now have done. We changed the schedule. This is the fake one I made. It's still underneath parts ordered. We move it now to unassigned. Here we would save it at that point, which would therefore put it into this column. Now Friday comes around, we have a job that needs to be done. We send the technician out there, so we drag and drop it underneath that technician's name. He takes the compressor. He brings the compressor out to that particular job, installs the compressor. When he is finished with it, he collects $1,500. So the invoice that I'm playing with, that is a fake invoice right now, I'm going to go ahead and delete that invoice because it is all fake in here. I'm going to go back now to the original invoices that we actually did. All right. So now I'm into the invoice that we actually did here. And how do you find those invoices 6 months later, 2 months later, whatever may be the case? You actually go into qualify, So anytime you want to look for anything, you go to qualify, you go into dispatches, then now we have that particular invoice and we are going to send that technician out to go install this compressor. He is going to collect for labor. He's going to collect $1,500. So in my notes, in the original dispatch, the technician went to go do the compressor now. In the notes, it says cost is $1,500 set for Friday. Not sure first or second job. We'll let Carlos know, which is, I guess, Deanne's husband. Thursday, we confirmed doing pick up the compressor today. Now, we got the model and the serial number of the compressor because we finally went and picked up the compressor. When we picked up the compressor, we gave a PO to purchase the compressor, and it just says compressor. So we actually go to view ordered parts on here. We go to the compressor, the first one, which is PO 27619. We open that particular PO up, and we go to description, move the description over. Because the invoice came in and has a serial number on it, we put the serial number on that particular PO. Excuse me. Now, we also put that serial number inside of the dispatch so that the technician can also have the model and serial number of the new compressor. Why does he need it? Well, if he's doing his paperwork at a later time, once he puts the compressor in there, well, he don't have access to that serial number anymore unless he goes pulls the top off. So by you putting it in the dispatch, he can see it on his phone. Okay. Any information that you get while you're doing these processes through here, any information you get, put in the dispatch notes so somebody else can also have that information without going searching all over the place for it. Put it in there. Okay. Technician goes, installs the compressor. Compressor's running now. He collects $1,500. Okay? In his documents, he now uploads a service invoice for $1,500. Replace refrigerant or recover refrigerant, replace compressor, vacuum system, change dryer system, proper level, water clean the condenser, insulate drain line outside, replace warranty compressor, $1,500. He's got a Visa credit card, and here's the approval number on the credit card. Okay. When I look up documents and I see that, every PO that we get, we have to do what we call RIPE, R-I-P-E, which stands for different things. If this is a warranty compressor, a part, then we want to use the R as is it returned, meaning return the one we pulled out of the unit. Did that particular compressor get returned back to Coburns in order to get my credit? Okay. In this case, I put on here, because literally the compressor is in my warehouse right now, return, and I put in warehouse 6/24 of 2023. I am also going to take a copy of the warranty form, which I already filled out, which we're going to go over in a little bit, and I'm going to go tape this to the compressor outside, and I'm going to let my warehouse guy, Doug, know, hey, we need to bring that compressor back to Coburns. Okay? This PO right here that I have an invoice number. Well, I have an invoice number that we replaced the compressor. So I is standing for the invoice of, did we install this particular part? Was it installed? Yes, it was installed on invoice number W164957-Q12. The P is for paid. Well, was it paid for? I have $1,500. It was paid with a credit card, Visa. Okay, I put on here $1,500 paid by credit card. So our last thing is equipment. Well, this is a part for a piece of equipment. It's not equipment, it's a part. So I go into my equipment and I go into that particular equipment, the RA1660, and I put in the notes. The compressor that we replaced is now, here's the model number of the compressor and the serial number of the compressor that we replaced it with. The warranty on that compressor still goes to 2027 because the original date is 2017, 10-year warranty on it. I hit OK. Everything that I know about this particular system is written on this invoice, because it says invoice at the top. When the technicians go and purchase or pick up this compressor, they will give them what's called a picking ticket. It will say picking ticket up at the top. That is not what we go to our PO and receive our PO on. We only receive POs on invoices, not on picking tickets. The reason we don't receive our PO on picking tickets is because there could be something changed on the picking ticket from to where the invoice comes in. They could walk back in and go, oh, I need a dryer. Can you put a dryer on that ticket too? So the picking ticket only has a compressor, but the invoice when it comes in has a compressor and a dryer on it. So we never receive the PO in our computer, which we're going to go through in a minute. We never receive it on a picking ticket. We always receive it on an invoice. Okay. Now, let's take a step back for a second. When I issued that warranty PO to purchase a compressor, one of the things that we need to do now is I get a purchase order to purchase a compressor. I know in this case that this is a warranty compressor and we should get our money back on a warranty compressor. Okay? We don't get the money back unless we return the compressor. So I have a process that we are going to do, or have been doing, on returning the compressor and then also following up that we did everything we were supposed to do. This particular sheet is called Warranty Open Claims. It is, if I close this sheet, it is on, we're going to save that. It is on the desktop of the purchasing office computer. Left screen, up at the top says Warranty Open Claims. We open that up. Once we open that up, the claim we are working on, what we will do is, I know this is a warranty part. As it comes through, I am the only one who knows this is a warranty part. Let's say I am not doing this position right now. I'm doing one of the other positions, but I know it's a warranty claim. Okay? I may go into this particular spreadsheet and I add this item to the spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is a complete list of every warranty item that comes through. The warranty items could be just warranty parts, or it could be warranty item plus labor. So we're going to look at these items differently and we're going to color code them differently. All right. I am going to now say that every item that we put in here that does not have a labor claim to it, it is a parts warranty only, we will make it and start it off being a light gray. Okay? The light gray is telling me we still have things that we need to do. If I make a light orange, then not only is it a parts warranty, but it also is going to be a labor warranty as well. This will distinguish what's happening when I just look at this particular spreadsheet. I know I've done my research. I did my research over here and I said this doesn't have a labor warranty. It only has a parts warranty. When I put it on my sheet here, I want to make it a light gray so that when I look at it, I know it is only a parts warranty and I don't have to search now, do any more research, or nobody else that comes to this sheet ever has to do any more research on this system to see if it has a labor warranty on it, because I already did it. That's why I make it a light gray. If I made it a light orange, then they know I've already done my research. This has a labor warranty as well that's going to have to be completed. This video is to deal with Coburns and Coburns only, dealing with this compressor and our process to return this compressor get our money back on the compressor, and everything that we need in order to do that. Okay. So we go ahead and we fill this out, and if you just look at the top part, it just tells you what to put in every single column. This is just a no-brainer. Start at the left side. We started with this. My PO was on 6/21 of 2023. We are purchasing that part from Coburns. What is the address of the customer? 2156 Gibson Street. The name of the customer, Lane as Deanna. What is the part we are doing? The part is going to be this particular part number, which is the ZP49K5E. We put that in there, and I also put that in there, and I put the serial number because I actually have the purchase order. I put the serial number in there as well too. How much did we pay for it? We paid $1,176.07 for it. We put it in there. Who is the technician that actually has that compressor that is going to put that compressor in? In this case, it was Christian. What is the purchase order number of purchasing this particular part? That purchase order is at the very top here, and it says invoice number. So the invoice number is right there, 406213777. So that says PO invoice. The PO, we gave them a PO, which is 27619. Their invoice on their PO is right up here. That is the 406213777. Part returned to office. Yes, he brought that part back yesterday on 6/23. Fill out warranty paperwork. I did the warranty paperwork today. Part returned to supply house. Nope, it's in the shop right now. Okay, so I put in shop. Now, I go to the warranty parts return form for Coburns. I have to fill out the top part of it here with our service company name, all that kind of stuff, email, homeowner's name, Deanna Lanez, phone number, address here, outdoor unit, model and serial number, indoor unit, model and serial number, furnace, model and serial number. Where do you find all that information? Simple. You go into qualify, you go into the customer's equipment. When you find the customer's equipment, you double click into each one of them, or you just look right here and it says model number and serial number. Copy the model number and the serial number for each one of these, copy them into here. What is the part that failed, and what is the part that is replaced by? Now this is a difference. In this particular case, this is a compressor with a different part number than the one that was actually replaced. So when we call Coburns, they have 2 or 3 compressors that they can give us. Well, this is asking for the part number of the failed part. So what I did was I went over to the compressor out there and I took a picture of the tag on that particular compressor. And that tag is right here. So I would zoom in on that particular part number, and now my model number is ZP49K6E-PFV-130. On this sheet here, I put the part number that failed right here, and then the serial number I put down at the bottom right here. Okay, so there's my serial number right here, right below it. Well, I actually had to go out to the box that the compressor was in, pull the compressor out, take a picture of it, and then record that on here. You can't just take the part number and the serial number from the one that was actually that we used to go put back in. This is the replacement part number. This is the replacement serial number. This is the one that's actually in there. This is not the model number of the condenser. This is the model number of the condenser. The compressor sits inside the condenser. So they want the model number of the condenser, which is the equipment. Here they want the part number, not model number, part number and serial number of that part. It may be a fan motor and there may be no serial number to a fan motor. Then you just put the part number of the fan motor. That's all you do. You get the part number from the actual part, not from the PO. The PO is going to have the replacement. Most of the time it is the same part number for the replacement as it is for the fail one. Most of the time. You just have to check that. Date, unit installed, 5/2 of 17. Date, part failed, 6/23 of 23. What was the reason? Shorted compressor. You found that in the dispatch note that Gage put in there, found shorted compressor. I created a vendor credit. How do you create a vendor credit? You go into PO list. You hit add vendor credit. Then you go, in this case, you would go ahead and you hit type in Coburns. You type in COB and then hit tab. Do not continue to type in Coburns because it will put a different account up there. Type in COB, hit tab, it fills in Coburns. The vendor credit, it is trying to give me a whole new vendor credit number. I will not accept that vendor credit number because what I will do is I will find the purchase order that I purchased this compressor, and then I am going to now go change this vendor credit number to VC27619 so that anytime I go hit search up here and I hit 27619, which is the purchase order, then I'm going to have two 27619s come up. One saying VC27619 and the other one just 27619 that says purchase order. Now, I'm going to exit out of the one that I'm playing with right here. Let me go finish it acting like I'm going to save it and then go from there. So I would change the vendor credit number to VC27619, today's date on it, date requested, I am the buyer, or the technician is the buyer, whoever is, actually I would just do it for me, that I'm going to be the buyer on it, because I'm going to go ahead and take responsibility for moving this compressor back to the supply house. Ship via, it's going to be delivered. We have to deliver it back to the supply house. It is confirmed to me. My initials go there. What is the item? The item in this case is going to be a warranty and then type in service. So warranty service part is what we would do. So my warranty service part, then we are going to type in the model and serial number of the new compressor and the old compressor. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to get out of this one because I don't want to save this one. I just want to delete it, and I'm going to go find the PO, the vendor credit that was made, and we'll go to that one. So let's delete this one. Yes. No purchase order specified. Okay. Delete. Yes. Okay. Let's exit it then. Do you wish to save your current transaction? Anytime you are getting out or something or deleting something, always read these boxes, because in this case it says, do you wish to save your current transaction? Well, I hit exit on here and it says, do you want to save it? If I hit yes, thinking it's asking me, do you want to exit it? Yes, it's actually going to save it when I don't want to save it. So do you wish to save your current transaction? The answer is no. Now I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to hit 27619 was my original PO for purchasing that part. Then I find VC27619. I pull that one up, and now I'm going to give you, and I'm going to finish what we did, what we were starting to do. The warranty compressor, the VC27619, I've got a serial number 23EX01107L. Well, what is that particular serial number? Well, if I come into here, this is my actual serial number of the compressor that I am going to be returning, and the model number of the compressor that I am returning. In here, this is the new part and the new serial number, and this is my vendor credit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to now add some extra information in this description, and I'm going to now type in new on here, dash dash, and that's that one. And then I'm going to go on the other side right here, and I'm going to go ahead and type in old. And then the old compressor is going to be I'm going to put in, I'm just going to keep it old compressor being returned. That way there's no misunderstanding about what compressor is new and what compressor is old. If Coburns calls us up and has a question about it, everybody knows what's the new and what's the old one. So old compressor being returned, the model number on here is going to be coming from the phone right here, which I took a picture of it. I'm going to hit cap lock on here, so it's going to be ZP 49K 6E PFV 130. Okay. Then I'm going to put serial number. And the serial number is right here, which is going to be 16JF 9200M. So now nobody has a question of what compressor is being returned and what compressor was purchased. So that's my new one. This is my old one. My total for the return receipt should be the total of the original purchase of the compressor, which is $1,176.07. So quantity is going to be 1176.07. This is my vendor credit. Everything is set and ready to go now. Okay, I can now save this vendor credit. I save it. It's in the computer. As I create that vendor credit, I have to go to my spreadsheet, which is my next portion of this. My PO for purchasing that was right here. Now I'm going to continue it on through. I issued a vendor credit. So if I continue over to my right a little bit, now I want to go, okay, well, what do I need to do here? Well, my credit amount, my vendor credit, my vendor invoice number, I haven't got credit yet on this. But my vendor credit is going to be VC27, what was it, 619, I believe, 27619. So that tells me that I created a vendor credit for that particular unit. I have not gotten any money back. I don't have a vendor credit invoice from Coburns. What is the total that I'm looking for? It's going to be the total here, which is going to be 76.07. 76.07. So this is what I'm looking for. Okay? Actually, I put that in the wrong column. That needs to be copied. And it actually needed to be cut and then put down here. Paste. I need to change that to the light gray, which would be the top one there. And now it's in line. Change that to the lighter one. Alright. So this particular column right here, so that particular whole column now is created in a light gray. Again, light gray is telling me there is no parts warranty no labor warranty on this system. So now everything from credit amount this way is nothing. So I can literally come over here, and where I'm asking for anything else as far as parts or labor warranty or anything like that, none of that is applicable to that particular system. So I can pretty much gray that one out and say, okay, I'm over here. And as I come here, I don't have anything left to do over here. Because this part is waiting for a labor claim. And in this case, it's a light gray. And I put it on the wrong one, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut this. Cut it, and I'm going to put it on the bottom one right here. Paste down there. And I'm going to bring that down, and we're good to go on that one. Now, I put those two on the wrong line, so there we go. So now, this is my compressor all the way across, light gray, VC27619, $1,176.07. Because I made this a dark gray, I know I don't have to go any further with that. The one below it is from Mark Carrier, which I know has a parts and labor warranty on it. So the part, when I did this a little bit earlier, has got an authorization number on it. So I go up here, it says 10-year parts and labor authorization number. Well, I happened to be doing something with a PO earlier, and I figured it out that that was a warranty, and I knew that it was a warranty parts and labor. So since I had the dispatch up, I went ahead and I put the authorization number here so that I wouldn't have to go searching for it at a later time. I just had it up at that point in time. I went ahead and put it in there. So I'm going to have to, when I get to Mark Carrier, I'm going to have to continue this one all the way through. Once I end up getting money on that particular system, then I can change it to a different color, which we're going to go to in a later video, that now closes that particular one out. So let's say I take this parts and labor one right here, okay, because I'm going to show you one up top right here that we're going to go ahead and do. This particular one from Mark Carrier is a Lennox one. My PO was 27585. I put his name in. I put the old coil. I put the new coil model serial number. Once I end up getting that information from the PO, I would then continue everything that I know from there. The part cost on it, which I don't have that yet, so it's not filled out. Let's go to one up top right here where we actually did, and I'm going to continue it over and show you what we're going to do with it. This particular one on this line item, which we will take it all the way through over here. This is line number 49. So 49 was North Rendon Street, which is the evaporator coil, $1,310. Nick did it. The PO invoice number was right there. Came through, we had a part number, came to the office, it ended up coming, we have a Lennox claim number. Well, we had to get the part into the office, so somebody should have put a date on here that the part came back to the office and that the part warranty information was actually filled out. I know it was because we wouldn't have got all this other stuff done or got our vendor credit if it wasn't done. But the girl that was doing this job just prior, she was a little lazy, so she don't fill this stuff out, and therefore, while we did get the claim stuff, this is not filled out like it should have been. She should have a date on here where the part was returned to the office and that the warranty information was filled out so we know where we are. Part returned to the supply house. If it's a Lennox part, it doesn't get returned to the supply house. We keep it here, and we have to keep that part for sometimes 90 days, sometimes 6 months. When we do our warranty claim, it will say, you know, hold for 60 days or whatever may be the case, and then we will put on here hold for 60 days. The Lennox claim number we would put on here, which is there. Then it goes through return filed on 3/29 of 2023. Our vendor credit, we made it. Our vendor credit invoice, they actually credited us on that particular ticket for $711. It had a comfort shield on it. The comfort shield is our 3-year labor warranty. The authorization number was put here. The claim number was put here because we went into the comfort shield and did the claim for it. Claim amount says $1 for some reason. I don't know why it says $1, but we'll just follow it on through here. The one above it says $195. This one says $1. So that's one that's going to open my eyes and say, did we actually get $1? That makes no sense, okay? But it says claim amount $1, but it says over here amount received $711. So maybe somebody forgot to put the 71 in there for it, probably. The ESC invoice number. Okay, this is very important. ESC invoice number 162,828. I go into my search up here, 162,828. 162,828. And I can search for that invoice number, and it says CS, which would be Comfort Shield 162,828. That is my invoice number. I'm going to go into it. Warranty, Comfort Shield, number 21374-981, pre-authorization number, all in the description. They credited us $711. They actually pay us by check. So we did an invoice through Complete Care. When we have a customer, in this case 938 North Rendon Street, I'm going to get out of this and show you something in here. I'm going to get out of a whole bunch of stuff. 938 North Rendon Street. And I'm going to show you something. 938 in stop. Now it pulls up everything that has 938 in that starts, which only gives me 2, which is a Rebecca Ascente, which is this customer's job. Then we have Comfort Shield on the next line, and if I click the next line, it also has 938 North Rendon. Remember, you click the top and you highlight the top, if there is an active job with that address, it's going to give you the address here, not up top. You click the next one. If it is the same exact address, it will give you the same address here. When we have a 3, 5, or 10-year labor warranty, we create a Comfort Shield customer so that we can actually do an invoice for Comfort Shield when we have a warranty claim. So when you purchase a new system from us and I sell you a 3-year parts and labor warranty or a 3-year labor warranty, and 2 years later you need a fan motor, the part's under warranty from Lennox or Root or whatever. The labor to replace that part, in this case, is under warranty by Comfort Shield. We have to go into Comfort Shield, fill out all their paperwork, they approve it, and they send us a check for $711 in this particular case. We have to create a customer in QuickBooks, in ESC, with the address of 936 North Rendon. So if I go into Qualify and I just look at Complete Care Comfort Shield, which is my customer, and down below is every address that we have done a warranty claim for. Okay? So now if I pick a particular customer, we're going to do that again because I hit it when I wasn't supposed to. So now when I go into PL, there you go. So there's my customer up top right here. So if I am creating a new Comfort Shield dispatch to put in a warranty fan motor, compressor, contactor, anything, coil, anything, and we are creating a warranty labor for Comfort Shield to pay us, I have to create a location underneath Complete Care so that I can make a dispatch so that when we do our paperwork for Comfort Shield, that paperwork goes through Comfort Shield. They send me back, in this case, $711. Now I have to do an invoice underneath the Complete Care address here so that when I process that invoice, I can now collect the $711 up against that invoice so that now I can deposit the $711. I hope that makes sense. So if we have a customer who calls right now and has a authorization number, so we installed the system 2 years ago, and that 2 years ago They now have a claim saying, hey, my system's not cooling. We tell them to call Comfort Shield. Comfort Shield gives them an authorization number. They call us back with the authorization number. We set up a service call. They pay a service fee. After they pay the service fee, we find out that the fan motor's bad. We have to order the fan motor. We create a new dispatch to go out and replace the fan motor. We create a warranty purchase order to get the fan motor. That purchase order goes underneath the dispatch that we made in order to go back and replace the fan motor. All that warranty stuff needs to go on the spreadsheet. So we're doing like the whole process over again. The Comfort Shield one is only going to be used that when we do the labor warranty on that particular job, that when Comfort Shield has to pay me, I need an invoice. So we would then go into Comfort Shield, and I will click that particular one. And then I go into Edit Customer. And then if it is a brand new location, I would go Add New Location. And when I click Add New Location, this is going to come up blank. And then I would type in Comfort Care Plus / and then the new customer's name, the customer who lives at that address, with their address, their city and all that kind of stuff, the customer's phone number. And then I would create, then after I do that, I would create a dispatch right here, because that dispatch now is going to end up being the one we use to bill Comfort Shield, or bill our computer, that when Comfort Shield pays us, we receive the check up against that. After I create that dispatch will go under here, under the 3, 5, 10-year labor warranty, and now it is going to be orange. So we'll go into one of these. We go into General, and it is a warranty service. It's a 10-year parts and labor warranty. We make it orange, which is we get to select all these. In this case, we selected 10-year parts and labor warranty. It's received by Terry in this case. The type billable is warranty. The job in this case is the 109 Pie Street warranty. So if we go click that, when we create a new location for Complete Care, we have to create a new job. That job is specific to that address. So when we go to Mr. Carrier, he has a job of 109 Pie Street. When we create a location underneath Complete Care, we are making a dispatch out, and then that dispatch has to have a job associated with it, because the job is a job in QuickBooks. So we create a new job, and in order to separate it from the Mr. Carrier's job, we go ahead and we click here, and we would hit Add New Job, because this is a brand new customer I'm talking about. We would hit Add New Job, and when we do, we would then fill out, let's see if I find it right here. We would then fill out 109 Pie Street, which is the same address. So if anybody's looking for the job and they key in 109 Pie Street, it would still come up. But we put warranty on the other side of it, so that we now know this job is associated with Complete Care. The 109 Pie Street job is only associated with Mr. Carrier. Okay? If you come here, and I backspace that, and I type in 109 Pie, that is the job for Mr. Carrier. If I hit tab, it is now going to put the $711 or whatever that I was collecting on the Comfort Shield in QuickBooks. It would actually put that money underneath the customer's job as opposed to Comfort Shield's job, because I selected the wrong job. So anytime you are making the job here, you type in 109P, you stop, you hit the arrow down, and it only allows you to select the proper job. So that is a perfect illustration of why you do not start typing in the street and then hit tab without hitting that arrow down. When you hit the arrow down, it only gives you the correct selection, because this job is associated with this location. That's it. The 109 Pie Street that pulled up earlier was associated with Mr. Carrier's, not this location. But by hitting the arrow down right here, it only gave you the correct job. So you select it from there, then you hit tab, and then you can fill out the rest of this information down here at the dispatch notes. Then we have now created a dispatch to, in this case, replace a coil, and we know it's a 10-year parts and labor warranty. And then we are going to take that dispatch, and we are going to now put that dispatch underneath the 3 and 5 and 10-year parts and labor warranty. Now, because this is something warranty, we have to now come to the spreadsheet, and we have to continue this. Anything I get on warranty has got to be on this spreadsheet. Well, this is that customer we were just talking about, which is the last one I put in. 109 Pie Street, Mark Carrier, old coil, new coil. I haven't done all of his warranty paperwork yet as far as to fill all this stuff out. I haven't looked at the purchase order to see how much the coil was, what technician went and installed it, what is the vendor credit, and I haven't done anything from there. What you just seen is what I'm looking at this point in time. Our next thing we will have to do for that customer is to go into Linux, and I'm going to make another video on that. I'm going to go into Linux, into the Comfort Shield. We're going to go ahead and create the claim number, the whole 9 yards of it. We're going to create the claim for the Linux part, and we're going to create a claim for the Comfort Shield part as well. And we're going to do a whole nother video on Mark Carrier's. We did this video on the first one, which was Dina Lanez. The next video will be done on Mark Carrier, which is going to take you through the Linux return scenario as opposed to Coburn's. Coburn's return scenario is we get a purchase order, we get a compressor, we get the compressor back in. When we get the compressor back in, we fill out Coburn's warranty forms. This form now goes and gets taped on the actual compressor box out there, and we let our warehouse guy know that he needs to bring that back. One thing extra that we need to do with this as well is that we need to fill out our warranty form. Let's see if I can find one real quick somewhere around here, which I don't see. Here's one right here. So this is maybe for a different customer, but I'm going to show you what we do. When we bring this form back to Coburn's, I can now make a copy of this form so I have something for myself, okay? Because when I give this to Coburn's, I have nothing that states that I gave that compressor to them. Nothing at all. So here's what can happen. I go in there, I hand them an $1,100 compressor. I give them this form, I give it to them. I have nothing that states that I returned that compressor. That guy loses the paperwork. The compressor gets thrown away by the warehouse people, and I have no record stating that I returned that particular compressor. 3 months later, a month later, 3 weeks later, I'm going, well, where's my credit on my compressor? I don't have a credit. I call Coburn's and I go, hey, I returned the compressor. And he goes, I don't have any forms that state you returned the compressor. I looked out in the back. I can't find a compressor anywhere, so I don't have anything that you returned the compressor. That's why I don't bring this sheet and just give it to him and say, there you go, there's your compressor. I filled this sheet out right here, which is our warranty form, and I bring it in with this form. I give them this form with the compressor. I fill my sheet out, which is the same information that's on here, and I have them initial Vendor rep receiving item and signature. Boom. John Leto. So John Leto took this particular compressor back. Now I got my form, and 3 weeks later, I call him up and I go, hey, I haven't got my vendor credit yet on my compressor. Can you tell me why? And he goes, well, I don't have that you returned the compressor. I don't have a compressor here. I don't have any paperwork that you returned the compressor. Well, the first thing I'm going to do when I fill this paperwork out here is I'm going to go scan it. And when I scan it, I'm going to save it, which I haven't done this yet. I'm going to save it underneath the documents for that particular customer. So while we'll go into 2156, 2156 Gibson Street, I go to Miss Deanne Lanez. In order for me to scan this item here and put it in her computer, now I normally do this on my computer. I'm on a different computer right now. I put it on my printer, I hit scan, it scans up, boom, and then I save it, and I have a particular folder that I save it in. I don't know where they save stuff on here, but I would save it. When I save it, then what I do is when I pull Qualify up and I pull the address up and I go into Documents now, and I would look and I would have a copy of the return form in my documents. Well, if I go to Qualify, there's no way for me to add this document in. So what I do is I go to Edit Customer, and then I go to Documents, and then I go Add New, and when I hit Add New, Add File. Well, on my computer, I would actually go, I know where I save it at, and then I would just go ahead and I would click on that particular document that I saved, and then I would upload it in there, and I would name it Warranty Return Form Coburns. Now, I'm going to hit cancel on this. I'm going to do this in a little bit. Now, when I look in my documents, it would literally say Warranty Return Form Coburns, and I would have a copy of it. Okay? So now if Coburns tells me, man, I don't have that sheet, I don't have the compressor, or maybe I have the compressor, but I don't have the sheet, can you give me all the information? I go into my documents, I find it, boom, I go over to it, I save it, I send it over to him, part's done, now I'll get my credit in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We can't return parts unless we verify that we actually return that part and they sign for that sheet, because believe me, I've returned shit and they don't credit me for it. So when we have a warranty form here, in this particular case, I don't know what this one's for. This one's actually Coburns, RA1648, motor not spinning. So this is a fan motor or something that was replaced. We have a review claim. So this is actually like a comfort shield that we actually did. So we're getting a part, we're getting $187 to replace a motor on here. We print all this information, we put it all together with that particular form. So when I'm finished doing this, all of this information is saved in that particular customer's deal, and I can now put a warranty claim form, the whole 9 yards, with that customer's invoice, and I staple it all through, and I've got all the stuff ready to go. So for this particular customer right here, I filled this out earlier and made a copy of it, because I'm going to go put one copy on the compressor out there. Then I'm going to go find a sheet like this, an empty one, and I'm going to put all that information on there. And I'm also going to go staple that or tape it to the compressor out there. Then the technician or warehouse guy knows that when he brings this back to Coburn's, he knows he is supposed to bring that green sheet back to me, so that I have a copy and I have proof that you returned that particular item. Now, when that happens, then that comes over here to my spreadsheet, because this spreadsheet tells me everything I am supposed to do next in order. Part returned to supply house. I'm going to put yes. And I'm going to put on there, Doug returned it, and I'm going to put the date that he returned it. I already have a vendor credit number on it. I wrote the VC right here. Vendor credit 27619. So when they do my return credit, because I don't just turn this into them and leave it, they have to do paperwork and actually create a vendor credit. So I'm telling them my vendor credit number I want them to use is VC27619. They will put that on their invoice when they do it, and it will come back as a customer PO of VC27619. I don't have that yet because the compressor's still here and I haven't returned it yet and we haven't got credit. But that's what will happen is I will get an invoice, okay, an invoice. I won't get a picking ticket because a picking ticket is when you go pick something up, you have a picking ticket. Then when they process their picking ticket, it turns into an invoice. And then in our computer, when you go to Coburn's website, it gives you an invoice, okay? This is just my warranty stuff, and I am going to hold on to this warranty stuff, and I will have a file for it because I have got to process the rest of this. Now, your job dealing with this spreadsheet is, and the reason I want to color code this thing to know what's going on and then block a different color out, meaning I don't have to do anything as far as labor warranty is concerned. When I complete this and I get my vendor credit back, then I can turn this into a whole nother color, meaning it is complete. I never have to look at it again. So let's just say we took this particular line item, let's just say it's this one down here, which I don't have anything on. And right now it's the gray, and I finally got my vendor credit from Coburn's, and I process it, and it says it's $1,176. I get it in. I then can turn it from that gray, and I can now turn it into a dark gray, okay? Now, if this gray color is up here, well, all my writing's still in it. I just made it a dark color. You know what that means now? That's done. I got my money back. I don't have to fool with it anymore. And as it continues up the chain, I never have to go look at it again. Done. Anything that is still a light color, that means I still got work to do. I got to go find where's my part. Did the part get returned? Did I get my vendor credit? Did I get my labor warranty on it? Was it all processed through what? When you're doing this job and you are processing POs, you are the gatekeeper for every part that comes through. So as you get a part that comes through, you have got to do your due diligence on every part that comes through, okay? And follow up with it. Now, I'm going to show you something else. This was mainly going to be done for that warranty claim for there, but I want to tap into something else while I'm on a roll here. When we're doing our POs, we do RIPE, R-I-P-E. If it is a piece of equipment, we are going to use the R as being registered, meaning is that coil, is that condenser, is that furnace, is it registered with Rude or Lennox or Amana? Once you verify it's registered, you can put yes on there. I, is it invoiced? Meaning, did we invoice the customer? So you would actually pull this PO up, 27601 in this case. That PO comes up to 342 St. Jude Street. You are going to put the customer's address on here because that tells me somebody has done something with this. Anytime you touch this PO and you find information out, you write it on this ticket. If this is a picking ticket up here, you're not writing it on the picking ticket. If you don't have an invoice yet, then you will write it on the picking ticket. And then when you get the invoice from Coburn's, when you go to Coburn's website, you pull up the invoices and you find the invoice, then you print the invoice, and when you print the invoice, anything that is written on the picking ticket, you transfer it to the invoice, then you take the picking ticket and you throw it away because it's just an extra piece. The picking ticket may have a different price than the invoice because there may be an additional part on the invoice. If it is the same price as the invoice, still throw the picking ticket away, and I only want invoices. I don't want picking tickets, okay? I now have a motor right here. with this motor. It's 51-102-728-21. Now I'm going to show you something here. I don't know anything about this particular job. Whether this is a warranty part, I have no clue about this particular deal. But since it's the next one and I'm on a roll recording here, I'm going to go to it. So since somebody already looked up that PO number is 342 St. Jude Street, I'm going to go over here to qualify in ESC. Okay, and I'm going to start all this brand new again. And I'm going to go, okay, well, let's see what the hell we do with it. So 342 St. Jude, ST 342. I hit an extra letter in there. So I hit 342 SYT. I'm going to back it up and just put a T on it. And now it comes up St. Jude. Again, when you're typing in the address, if I would have hit ST period, nothing comes up. You can't find the customer now. Back it up, ST. Let's just say somebody put in the computer 342 SAINT, then you would not pull it up because you would hit SA and it still don't pull it up. So if somebody would have put that address in the computer as 342 SAINT, then what you would do is you would type in backspace it once and 342 space S, then it would pull up St. Jude. Do not continue to type when you are looking for an address. Put the address in, maybe one or two letters after that. If it has a Saint something, just put an S in there in that case. Or if it's South Rendez Street, hit 342 S, stop, and then it'll show you anything with 342 S on it, and then decipher it from there. Click on each one of them, you'll see what address it is. Okay. I go into there. Now, I am looking for anything that has to do with a motor right here. I have no clue what I'm looking for in this particular case, okay? I purchased the motor on 6/21/23. I go into my dispatch, into my attached documents. I don't have anything in my attached documents, okay? So there's nothing for me to look for. I go into history, 6/17. Well, I got 6/21 on purchasing a motor, but yet on 6/17 was the last invoice. Well, that actually makes sense because if I purchased something on 6/21 and today is 6/24, they would have maybe turned the paperwork in on 6/23, which hadn't been processed yet, or they may not turn it in till Monday, which will be 6/26. So therefore, the invoice won't be in here. Okay. So there is no history for a motor being replaced because it's not in the computer yet. I go to dispatches and I look for an open dispatch. I go to complete right here. If there is nothing filled in right here, which I have actually 3 invoices right here, 3 dispatches that do not have a completion. This one says January 3rd of 2023. This one says January 2023. I look at the notes and it says check safety features, check safety features. I know those are PMAs that are on the board. Okay, I'm not worried about them. I go to 6/19 of 2023. This was purchased on 6/21, so that would tell me is I have a dispatch on 6/19 and then we ordered the part on 6/21. I go to that particular dispatch, I double click into it. It brings me to the schedule. It's sitting underneath the unassigned board for 6/26, date promised. 6/26 is Monday. The Monday coming. I look at the general notes and I go, okay, this is a warranty parts and labor. Warranty parts plus labor. Warranty parts plus labor. That means we are charging to replace this particular fan motor. Now, I look below here and it says notes added by Gage. Found condenser fan motor is intermittently failing and should be replaced. Pre-authorization number 215-9230. 9320. I've got recommendations on here to replace a high pressure switch, ductwork, things of that sort. Now, I'm looking at this dispatch as a warranty part plus labor. But I'm looking at this as a pre-authorization number, meaning they have a labor warranty. Well, I'm going to look at this part here and I see it's a condenser fan motor. So I want to go into this customer's equipment and I want to look to see when was this system installed. Well, I don't know why this is. Okay, install date right here. I wonder if I can move this, if it allows me to. Yes, it can. I was wondering why that was coming up weird. All right, so my install date, I got a bronze plan 2023, February 8th, 2021. Warranty, February 8th, 2024. So that tells me that we installed the system. A bronze plan says it's purchased on February 8th, 2021. I go to my equipment down here and I go, okay, well, let's see. What I got 2020 right here. I got a furnace. I got a condenser. I got a coil. I got another 3-year labor warranty for 2021 as well in February. I got an install date of 2020, 12 of 2020. Well, if I take 12 of 2020 and I extend that out for 3 years, that'd be 12 of 2023. Which, if I purchased a 3-year labor warranty in 2021, okay, no problem. I'm 3 years from date of installation. Which would then give me my labor warranty to 12/7 of 2023. Somebody put the warranty as February 8th of 2024, which would be incorrect because the install date says 12/7 of 2020. How do I verify that? Simple. This is a dispatch pulled up right now. From underneath the blue line, I'll go to qualify this customer because I want more information. I go into the customer's history and I'm going to go back to 2020 and 2021 and I'm going to look for a big number. Here I got a purchase of $5,500 bronze plan 3-year labor warranty. That's all the way back. I got $4,400 removed old system, 16 SEER root coil, condenser, furnace coil, condenser, replaced thermostat, pull, vacuum charge system, PMA, and purchased the bronze plan. I got a furnace, I got a coil right here, and a condenser on 12/7 of 2020. All right. What it looks like is somebody caught it. I go to my equipment. It looks like somebody caught it and actually finally purchased the 3-year labor warranty on 2021 as opposed to doing it on 2020, okay, when we originally did it. So it looks like on 2021 somebody went and said, shit, we didn't purchase it. We were supposed to purchase it and went ahead and did it on 2021, but yet the labor warranty is going to expire in 2023. Not 2024 as it shows on here. So I would have to go change this to show 2023 as a labor warranty. If I double click into any furnace in here, it's going to say 3-year labor warranty, but from date of installation 12/7 of 2020, which this is now going to change. Instead of saying 2/6/24, this should actually be 12/07/2023 as the warranty on it. And I'm going to hit OK, and it changed that particular one right there. Now, what condenser is this a parts warranty for? Now, remember the dispatch I was playing with over here, Sheila Bourgeois. I'm going, okay, which unit was this? I got 2 condensers in there, and I don't know which one this particular one is for. So I actually have to go back into qualify. I have to go back into the dispatches, and I go back to 6/17 when we originally went out there to see what was going on with the system. Well, 6/17 is still sitting unassigned, and it says delete. Go to, I have to answer that. Taylor and Tyler, how may I help you? Taylor and Tyler, how may I help you? Hello? Alright, apparently they butt dialed. So I have to go and find out what condenser this fan motor is actually going to, because I have nothing on here. I got to go to my dispatches, and I got to keep clicking on dispatches until I find somebody put a model number on that deal. I go into attached documents, which is a good place to go. I'm going to go to an invoice. Click on that invoice, and I go, okay. Condenser fan motor out. All right, it says the kitchen unit, okay? So that's the kitchen unit. Well, it says kitchen fan motor, condenser fan motor out, but again, it don't tell me a model number and a serial number on that system. I have two systems in that house that were installed on the same date. I go to my equipment. Do I have anything that says kitchen on here? Well, here we go. I have one that says living room. Well, I'm going to assume living room goes to the kitchen as opposed to the bedroom going to the kitchen. So then I go to my condenser, which is my condenser fan my condenser here. This is a condenser fan motor on here. I just did a whole bunch of research to find out what model and serial number will this go to. Instead of somebody else having to do all that searching, I just found it. So I need to take all the information that I just learned, and I need to put it on this PO, which I'm going to put on here. RA1636 AJ1NA. I'm going to put the serial number W452033169. Registered, yes. There is no invoice yet because we haven't went and did it. It's not paid for because we haven't went and did it. Equipment. I'm going to put an arrow down to what equipment it is right here. So I got to write here, and I'm going to put the equipment down here of what model and what serial number it is. So when we do a vendor credit and we do our warranty paperwork on here, I know what needs to be done. Now, because I just picked up a brand new warranty right here, and I just found out that this is a warranty, what is something I need to do? Well, I need to go to my spreadsheet because I just found out that this part we purchased right here is a warranty item. Now, on this sheet, I am going to put on here, in red as well, I'm going to write at the top here, warranty. I am the one who just found that this actually is a warranty item. Okay? So I put warranty up here. I'm trying to finish my write. I'm not going to receive this document in the computer because we haven't even done the invoice yet. This is like all preliminary. We did this on 6/21. Today's 6/24. I got the invoice and the equipment hasn't even been put in yet. I'm doing research on it, and as I do research on it, I put the research that I just did in here so somebody else doesn't have to go back and do it. I just found this is a warranty part. Any warranty part has got to go on this spreadsheet. So I'm going to go straight here and hit 6/21/23, which is the date that I am finding this right here, 6/21/2023. The PO that I purchased this on is 27601. This is Coburns. The address for this particular part is going to be 342 St. Jude Street. What's the customer's name? Sheila Bourgeois. What is the part number? Now you see I have this in gray right now, dark gray, because I was playing with it earlier. I'm going to go ahead and change this now to a light gray because this is something that... Now I'm going to change it to a light orange because I verified that this has a parts and labor warranty on it. So I'm going to change this color to a light orange, which is the top orange one right here. And I'm going to make sure it goes all the way over that color, which is all the way over here. So now, again, I found out something that nobody else knows, that this has a parts and labor warranty on it. So I make it a light orange. If it only had a parts warranty, I would make it a light gray. So I'm going to put the part number in here. which my part number is going to be a 51-102728, 102728-21, and I'm going to put condenser fan motor. The reason I am going to spell out that it is a condenser fan motor, because if I just put motor, I don't know if it's a blower motor. And then I don't know if it's the living room unit for the furnace with a blower motor. If I don't write it on here, I'm just guessing later. Write everything on there so that you don't confuse yourself later or confuse somebody else. And then they take the furnace model and serial number and turn that in, and it's actually a condenser fan motor. Do everything as you see it so that nobody gets distracted or has the wrong information. How much did I purchase this particular part for? $414.17. 414.17. What technician is this going? Nobody's going to do it right now. I'm preliminary on all this, so we won't send the technician out to Monday to go do this. So that's as far as I can go with this particular deal here. But I did make it a light orange so that I know that this is going to be a parts and labor warranty. Now, I look now at some of the notes in the computer here, okay? And I say, well, look, I got a living room unit number right here. I got a contract number right here. So here's my contract number. Comfort Shield PO plus JB. So my plus JB. So here's my Comfort Shield number right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this, because that's my contract number for that particular system. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste it in there because, hell, I'm already in here. I might as well do some work. Hold until Linux part number. So I just put something in there. Is there a pre-authorization number for this particular deal? Well, if I go to my dispatches and I go to that open dispatch and I double click into it, then I go, well, here's the pre-authorization number. I just found something else out. I'm doing research so somebody else doesn't have to do this damn research at a later time. Do everything you're supposed to do. Fill it all out. Put it all in there. You're going to have to do this later on, so why not do it now? Put it in there. You don't have to go research it again. Okay? This tells me now we are going to have to go into Comfort Shield and do a labor warranty and Comfort Shield. We will do that on a whole nother video. I'm getting into all kinds of different crap. All right. So now this particular invoice, I've got the condenser model number, and I'm also, because I know this is the living room unit, I'm just going to put on there living room just in case somebody is now questioning it, because they look at that equipment in here and they have two model numbers in here, an RA1636 and an RA1624. Which one is it for? Well, I put in there living room unit with model and serial number. There's no question in there which one it is. I know it's a warranty. I put warranty on here. I started out with my RIPE. It is registered, yes. I found out it's warranty. I put it on my spreadsheet, and I know it's a 3-year labor warranty because I looked at my bronze plan here, and when it was installed, I still have 6 months left on the warranty, on the labor warranty. When I see this customer's warranty fixing to expire in the next 6 months, I also want to call the customer and say, hey, Miss Sheila, your warranty, your labor warranty expires December 7th of 2023. If you would like to extend your labor warranty out to 2027 as opposed to 2030, which would be 10 years. The cost of that in her particular case, I think, would be like $1,500, but you give her that option, and if she says yes, you collect the $1,500 and you make PowerPoints for that. But now I know this customer's labor warranty expires in 6 months, then why don't I call the customer and let them know? Because if they pass through this and nobody tells the customer their labor warranty expires in 6 months, and in a year they have another problem, and they go, well, why didn't y'all tell me it was expiring? I would have purchased it. I would have renewed it. You're the person who knows this. You need to tell this customer that it expires and give them a price. So because today is a Saturday and we're doing all this in training, I'm going to go to this dispatch and I am going to put in the notes of this dispatch right here. This says Gage has part on his truck in order to do it, okay? So I'm going to go right in here in cap letters and I'm going to basically scream at anybody who looks at this. I'm going to go down, I'm going to date stamp this, and I'm going to put all this in cap and I'm going to say, talk to customer about extending labor warranty to 10 years. Okay. I'm going to put in there $1,600. I think is what the cost of it is. Now, anybody who looks at this is going to can see this. The technician can see it. The girls processing the invoices can see it. Everybody can see it. Now, there's something wrong with this dispatch right here. This is a 3-year labor warranty. They selected warranty part plus labor, meaning the customer would have to pay for labor. Warranty part plus labor means they have to pay for labor. This is not going to be that. This is actually going to be a 3-year labor warranty. Okay, so we're going to go down to the, I think it's an orange one somewhere. Let me move this thing up. See, it goes actually 10-year parts and labor warranty. There's not one that says 3-year. Actually, there is 3-year parts and labor warranty right here. Okay, so that's going to be the color of it, not warranty part plus labor. It's 3-year parts and labor. Okay, so I changed the color of that, which now anybody who goes into this should see that. And these are just, all these extra things are just little alarms to say everything on here. The request code, warranty service, this is not warranty service. This is going to be a 3, 5, 10-year parts and labor warranty. They're selecting the wrong codes on here, so that when we go do it, it is just giving more processing of somebody screwing this up and not processing the labor warranty on here. In this position, I have to catch that this has a parts and labor warranty on it. When I get this invoice from Coburns, I have to catch that this has a parts and labor warranty on it. Nobody is, I'm going to say nobody may bring this to me and say, hey, did you do the labor warranty on it? Because I have to do my research that when I have an item here, I'm trying to figure out, I purchased a part for $414. If I go to the invoice when this is finished and I see no money in it, well, wait, why did I purchase something for $414 and the invoice comes back as a 0? Somebody gave it to them for free. What? Nobody should be giving anything like that for free. Then I got to say, oh, wait, okay, it's a warranty part. So your job here is to take every item and verify whether it's warranty, not warranty, labor warranty on it, 3-year, 5 or 10-year labor warranty on it. Is the invoice correct on it? Is a dispatch made that will actually go back and install that particular part? Do you have a vendor credit on this particular item? The answer to that question is no. Not right now. We do not have a vendor credit. But the vendor credit number, when it gets made, will be VC27601. When he goes and replaces that part, he is going to bring that part into this office with the paperwork like this. It's going to have all that information on it. We take that information. We then have to go fill out warranty Coburns form, fill all this information out. We take this, we take that green one, we put it on the box, we return it to Coburns. Coburns keeps this one. They sign that green one, bring it back stating I returned it. Same thing we did with the compressor on the other one. Same exact thing. Just so happens the next invoice I grabbed from Coburns playing with this was the same exact thing we just did. And now you see the whole process of everything and how people miss and mess stuff up right here, and you got to go fix all this crap. Okay. So I put on here, talk to customer about extending labor warranty to 10 years, $1,600. If she purchases it, fine and dandy, we collect another $1,600, and then we have to go into Comfort Shield, purchase the extended warranty on it, and then copy all that, put all that stuff in documents as well. Send her confirmation and email her the documentation that she now has a 10-year labor warranty on if she purchased it. There is a lot when it comes to POs, vendor credits, following the transactions of where all this stuff goes. There is a lot, and if you don't pay attention to every little line item detail in here, it can be a big cluster, you know what. Please watch this video again so that all the information I gave you starts to sink in, because you know, I've been using this program for 20 years. I understand this program. I obviously understand what I'm trying to accomplish here by giving you a pattern of what needs to be done next. This is the format we set forth for you doing this job so that you don't miss anything as you go through. The problem is I get somebody new in here, like the last girl, she's in here and she goes and changes everything in here to yellow. Why, I have no freaking clue, but she screwed it all up, and now we're having to go back and fix things and change things, which just pisses me off, nothing more, nothing less. So anybody watching this tape and doing these forms, I want you to do it as I am doing this and no other way. You make a part by itself as a light gray. You make a part with a labor warranty attached to it as a light orange. As we complete this entire thing all the way through, we can then change it to a dark color like this so it blocks it now, and I don't have to go to it anymore. Anything in a light color, I got something to do with it. Anything in a dark color, I don't have anything to do with it anymore. It's done. Now you can literally look at this spreadsheet at any point in time and go, done, 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 done. Nope, I still got to do. Well, hell, why is this great? Let me go back and see why I haven't got my vendor credit, why I haven't got my labor warranty, why I haven't got this. Until it turns into a dark color and is blocked off, basically, where you can't read it easy, I got something to do with it. So, you know, I got a lot of work to do just on this one spreadsheet in order to literally go back through every single one of these things. And then not only that, but my job now is to go through every single invoice that we get from Coburns or Lennox or wherever. My job is to go over every single item that comes through this company and verify in ESC whether it has a labor warranty, a parts warranty, what. I don't care if it's from AC Supply, Jackson Supply, I don't care where it's from. If you get a bill, you need to verify, is it warranty, not warranty, did we collect money, is it paid for, where is the part at, do we need to send the part back, do we do like Lennox and just do it online and we have to save the part. If it's like Coburn's, we have to return the part, and we have to make sure that they signed something that we returned it. This takes a lot of patience in doing this entire thing and understanding it and going through the entire thing. I'm going to go ahead and end this video right now because I am tired of talking. And we will start another video on some more stuff as far as going through Comfort Shield. How do you process a warranty on the Lennox and the whole 9 yards of that. Thank you for watching. Please watch it again and again and again till you understand it. Thank you.